Alright, here we go. Hey, going everybody? Welcome to Mother Chicken Siamese. My name is Creepy Trucky, and this is how to draw if you can't draw. And previously on how to draw if you can't draw, we've been doing Tony Stark, and let's bring up the workspace and zoom in, zoom in, zoom into 100%. This is our previous progress, and yeah, and the first thing you notice after resting our eyes for a little bit, and this is important when you're drawing faces, you need to look away from your project and rest your eyes for a while and then come back to look again because facial features have a habit of triggering your facial uh, recognition software in your head, and then you won't be, and it will skip past any flaws in the image. And for example, right now, I just come back and take a look at it, and this eye over here, the right eye looks way too big and way too far to my left, to the head's left, to the head's right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring out a selection tool, selection brush, and we're gonna select the whole eye area, including the brow, maybe including the cheek too, because that's where all the area is taking the position reference from. And then we're going to select all that, and we're going to hit Control T on Photoshop and move it to the right a little bit, and then maybe shrink it down a little bit. Yep, that looks right. And yep, that looks right. And carry on. Okie dokie, we need to of course repair the painting because of these lines that shows up because of the shift. But since we're in the early stage of the painting, we're just going to ignore that for now, and we're just going to carry on painting the eye area over here. And we need to double check the brow area. I think we need to cut back a little bit on the brow area. Now bear in mind the head is tilted to the head's left. Hang on, how do I say this? We are not face on to the face, and the face from our perspective is tilted a little bit to the head's right. You get what I mean? And so the eyes should look closer together. The nose should point to the right a bit more, and any features should rescind, or should be rolled back to that side of their head, to the right side of the head. So this is why I'm taking away the brow a bit, taking away the outline of the brow a little bit. And we know, yeah, from the photo reference, you probably realize the eyebrow shouldn't be that high, so we're going to paint in the eyebrow a little bit lower. This is a temporary paint of the eyebrow, by the way. And but due to the distress features, the eyebrow should frown in a little bit. Distress furrowing of the brows, like so. And while I'm at that, I might as well just select a dark shade and trace out the draw out the furrowed brows. And here we go. Here we go. Bear in mind that the head is tilted a little bit. Okay. And alright, and that reinforced eyelid line. I probably don't need to touch that. But since the eye is, yeah, we should be able to see more of the eyelid. And probably that should be the right shade. And that should be quite well illuminated. Oh, brush size way too big. I'm coloring in the eye bag underneath the right eye a bit, on the side of the lighter side, and adjusting the cheekbones. I'm guessing around here. This is pure guesswork because you can't see this. You can't. There is. Well, I'm not copying a direct photo of the direct pose, but rather I'm extrapolating from what three-dimensional features I can see from the reference photo, and it's telling me that his cheekbone should be lower than his eye. So I'm taking away all this face paint, and then it's also telling me that his cheeks should be lined up like so, and very well illuminated from the lighting. And like I'm guessing something like this. Something like this. And bear in mind, expression is different. The jaw is dropped in this picture, and I'm gonna take away the cheek material. And orientation of the head looks alright. Highlighting the eye bags a little bit on the side that's lighted. Probably there will be a little bit of cheekbone, and I'm gonna shade it a little bit to illustrate the contour. You can cheat a little bit by faking the lighting, but it's not gonna do much. We also have a good size reference from the photograph, so I know the nose and the eyes are in proportion more or less. If you want to be exact, you just have to kidnap Robert Downing Jr. and force him to act for you, and then you can take a photograph. But otherwise, you can guess like what I'm doing here. And eyelids. Once again, I'm drawing eyelids a bit higher up the eyeball to emphasize the emotion of being in distress. And we pick a dark purple shade to see if we can get the flesh underneath the eyelids. Paint that out a little bit. We check the position. It seems to be level more or less, not exact, but oh well. Paint the eyeball a bit out there. Paint the eyeball up again. Adjust the iris. Right iris looks to be in concert with the left iris. It seems to be looking in the direction I want it to look. While we have the black here, might as well do a bit of RDJ's lashes over here. He has very nice, really pretty lashes. But it's not visible in that photograph, but he does have them. And of course, his lower eyelashes, we just dotted a few times on the lower eyelid. That should signify it good enough. And this part here is overshaded because that's the illuminated side. We're just gonna have to correct that. That looks more like it now. And I'm worried that the nose is not pointing in the right direction, but you still have the little bit of the wireframe over there. But I'm thinking we might be able to get away with it. Bridge looks like that. Close enough, I guess. Let's reinforce the shade line on Tony's nose. And we highlight it up again. Oh yes, we take care of the T-zone. This is the illuminated side, so I'm guessing the T-zone will be well illuminated. And bring out the shade of the T-zone. Bear in mind that the head is being tilted so that we have to alter the shape from the reference photograph. And as for the area that's going to be shaded, yeah, just shade it a little bit, I guess. I think it's cool. And draw the brow line. Draw the brow line. Dang it. I keep correcting this over and over again because I'm not quite sure what it would look like. The T-zone is part of the nose structure, and back to basics again, you need to get the nose really accurate in order to make it look realistic or recognizable. Okay, T-zone, nose pointed to one side, big point on his nose, shaded the transition from the highlight to the shaded zone. Nice transition, give it a nice rotoscope look. Okay. And I probably want to put the highlight on the nostril on the other side because that nostril is actually in the illuminated side, so it should light up pretty well. And of course, the nostril is a round surface, round concave surface, will reflect a lot of light and might actually appear even brighter. And so we take another shade lighter, and we highlight the dome of the nostril. At this stage, we probably want to adjust the shading on the light side. The nostril appears too big. Okay. I don't want to resize it, so I'm just going to paint it out. I'm just going to cleave it with paint down to the size I think should be accurate. And we do the transition lighting over here for the area of his cheeks, face cheeks, and okay, and then we transit and relight the mouth area because the mouth is actually slightly concave. It's very obvious when you're drawing the Incredible Hulk, in MCU Incredible Hulk, how convex the mouth area is, where the upper teeth is, and highlight it up for the round area. Okay, the nostril still looks a bit too big for me, so I'm gonna carve it back, especially considering the orientation of the head. The nostril on this side should appear smaller than the nostril on the other side, on the left side of the face. And then I'm gonna shade it in again to get this. All right. Go one shade darker. Why not? More contrast. There is a notion that contrast creates a more striking picture, which is true. Which is why a lot of artists depend a lot on inking and dark shading to bring out a feature. But that can interfere with lighting. Now, I'm not always saying that you should have realistic lighting because sometimes it's better to have unrealistic lighting and get the features out. And because sometimes realistic lighting can really screw with the image due to optical illusions. The one example that come to mind is this one shot of a scene in Pulp Fiction where John Travolta's nose is really awkwardly lighted, and looks for the entire shot. John Travolta looks like he had a broken nose, and you can probably Google it or search on YouTube and see what I mean. But basically, sometimes when you're painting a person's face, you might want to use a fake lighting, or you want to just adjust the lighting to an unrealistic projection, so that you can get recognizable features out. There we go. There's the right side of the RDJ's face. I double check the eyes again. Yeah, I think the eyelids on this side needs a little bit more shading. And And oh yeah, it probably needs a lighter shade underneath the eyebrow as a part of the brow structure. Introduce a curve to it to make it look like the realistic reference. Okay. Now we can paint above the eyebrow. And in doing so, we repair the part of the process at the beginning of the video where we did some resizing. Now that's repaired. I'm giving my RDJ a bigger forehead. So this area should be all in this same shade. How do I shade this? Just shade it. Just color it in, I guess. And you can see the face starting to come together. It's starting to be recognizable even without the facial hair. Okay. And let's take a look at time check on the recorder. Oh, we're going in 15 minutes? Alright. Let's do the lips. Why not? Let's do the lips. We pick a purple shade because the lips are actually a shade of purple pink. We move it over to this side. And yeah, that looks more or less like it. Maybe a little bit lighter. Don't want to make RDJ look a little bit, too womanly. I mean, I don't know why the makeup artist for MCU likes to paint Chris Evans' lips way too red. His lips look way too red. I don't understand why they do it. I mean, yeah, but that's how it is. So we paint the oh dear God, that doesn't look good. We need to reduce increase some shade into this. The hue is right, I believe. I believe the hue is okay. Let's look. Yeah, doesn't. You know what? We'll come back to deal with that later. But we just use this as color temporarily. Oh, okay. We can start to see a problem. We can see the mouth area is a bit too small, right underneath the nose. The mouth upper lip area is a bit too narrow. I think it's suitable considering his lips are being pulled up because he's gasping for air. But I should still draw the lips a bit lower, just to compensate for just to make sure the proportions are right. Draw out the lips. Then looks like a way to exaggerate the mouth opening, but this is important in paintings because paintings can't emote. I mean, it's an old animation trick when you make a two-dimensional image, right? You exaggerate the emotions, exaggerate mouth openings, the size of the mouth opening, to try to get it to look like a piece of hell. Oh my God, still doesn't look good. All right, go from the teeth, paint the teeth in a little bit. Teeth should be here. Notice the position beneath the nose. And notice orientation on the head. That you should get you the correct orientation of the upper row teeth. This should more or less do it. That's way too bright. Nah, take a shade of gray instead of pure white. I mean, so you don't want to make your teeth look like Ross's teeth. Old friends reference. Hope you guys got that. And it's lower teeth. Bear in mind the orientation of the head. This is a bit unrealistic because it's seldom open your mouth this big, right, to see all that teeth. But once again, we are exaggerating. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, and now we paint back some flash tones to reclaim the mouth and try to make it look make the mouth look realistic. Hopefully, I hope. And oh dear, no, it's not. I just realized I did a mistake. This teeth here is wrong. It should follow the jawline. It should be like this. Okay, it should be like this. And we shade in the gums, oral cavity. Still doesn't look right. Okay, adjust the position, get the teeth over here. Checking position, checking mouth. Trimming back against paint. And might as well go for the chin now. Let's continue it up into the chin. We'll probably come back and fix the lips later because, yes, the lips can be one of the harder features to draw on any person's face. Checking the amount of flesh on the face and keep it in looking like what is presented in the photograph. And the chin should be a bit bigger than this. Damn it. You might probably have to come back and fix that later. And okay, let's show the progress today we've done on this video. And this is what we started with, and this is what we finished with. Okay. Alright, we'll continue this in another video so that I can continue to show you the process of how I paint in real time. Thank you so much for watching and have a nice day.